every stage of my life, I feel like I've always had, I think you have to have the mindset or the mental for, wanting to evolve and wanting to get better. And I think I was just born with that, right? And I also was pretty early on, I had a consciousness about purpose and this feeling that, we're all here for a reason. Life is precious, and at any moment, right, it can go, or you're here. And so what are you going to do with the life that you're given the opportunity to live? So as far back as I had any sort of real understanding of myself and a consciousness, I felt like I had a purpose. I didn't know what it was. I came from very simple, humble family, and what I've done in my life and what I've achieved was in no way, shape, or form given to me, handed to me. I mean, I think if anything, there was nothing but blocks and challenges and walls and reasons why I shouldn't dream or even have the audacity to think that I could become anything. I felt like if I could just channel, I want to do good. I know I'm here to do good. I'm not sure what that end goal is, but I promise that if I get any breakthrough, I will do good with my success. And I always attributed success with being able to do good. And then when I became a mom, that really my sense of self, and I would say my insecurities as a person over silly things really sort of kept me, I think, from fully realizing my potential before I became a mom. But when I became a mom, those insecurities sort of went away. I think I just wanted peace, and I wanted security, and I wanted a sense of financial security. To me meant that you could then have peace and not be so stressed out. And so I think that to me was like, how are some people born into families where it's not like this, and others are, and then given just, I can't do anything about the circumstance I was born into, how can I sort of change that narrative or create the life that I felt, I wanted to live. And I think in the process of wanting a different way to operate, right? I also knew that my parents in a lot of ways were just sort of products of certain systems. When you have to support a family, how can you sort of get ahead? And they were learning as they were going. It's sort of like flying the plane and fixing it at the same time. And so, they did the best they could. And, I have a lot of, it wasn't until I became a parent, I think, that I really understood how difficult it was for them. Just being so young and not necessarily having the tools and not having, a setup, right, to thrive. There's definitely a wokeness or a self-awareness that happens when people, it's like before it was only the select few that get to be global citizens. We're now, because of, access that people have to information, we all are global citizens. There is access to so much information about how to do things better and be more effective, be happier, right? And so, like this podcast, right? There wasn't this podcast when my parents were, young. We live now in a culture where so much of the stuff that just wasn't sort of serving humanity has been broken down. And there's this generation that's sort of thinking through, yes, we built these civilizations based off of necessity, a lot of these things that are power and ego driven, right? But now we're in a place where it's more about compassion, mindfulness, right? Openness, and that's how we're going to thrive and continue to thrive as a human race.